Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be jumping into another update video. This is going to be specifically around ghouls, the perk cards, and the quests as well. So let's crack on with it. So just to start this off, there is a little bit caveat I want to throw in before we jump right into the ghouls. And I know a lot of people are upset with the scoreboard, and I can totally agree with a lot of the things that people have to say. Here we're looking at one of the pages of the scoreboard, and it is legit 3 items on one page. Like, that is, well, lazy to say the least. It's quite pathetic, to be honest. And here's another page, and it's literally just 4 items, and this page is earlier on. So we're not getting a lot of things out of this scoreboard. Normally in scoreboards, you're going to be getting a lot of legendary modules, script, caps, and just various little things that will help you progress with your character or characters, your account, so on and so forth. But it just seems that they're just a bit lackluster in this scoreboard, and I don't know why. I don't agree with this, and I think they should revert back to the original scoreboard like most people say. But we'll see what Toddy Boy gets up to. So with all that out the way, let's jump right into talking about the ghouls. As a ghoul, you're immune to radiation, which will give you healing. When above 100 health, you will receive the glow buff from the radiation, which will all tie in with your buffs and perks. From level 50, you'll be able to jump right into quests, Leap of Faith, and a fresh pair of genes, which allows you to become a ghoul. So you can literally go through and just rush level 50 if you want to, and just like literally slam these quests and boom, you're a ghoul, which is pretty cool. But there is more to that, and we'll jump into that here in a second. So you can turn back into a human through the character menu, but this will be a one-time thing, and there has been data mine of a cash shop item that will allow you to transfer back into ghoul. So yeah, save your atoms, I guess, if you make mistakes. But yeah, so data miners have found there is a re-ghoulification in the atom shop, but there was no price with it, and as well as a new item, which is the level 50 boost to allow new characters to jump right into being a ghoul, which is just crazy to me. I think that the level 50 boost, okay, I can completely get behind that. You know what I mean? Take my atoms, I'm okay. But the real ghoulification thing, that should just be either a recipe that you can get for gold bullions or something like that. I shouldn't have to be spending my hard saved atoms for that kind of stuff, but maybe they need money. Who knows? They probably always need money. But yeah, that's the thing. So if you're definitely just someone who plays on Fallout First or free-to-play player, I definitely recommend that you prepare probably an ult. If you're unsure about being a ghoul and you just want to try it out, definitely just get an ult, level it to 50, and have it prepared, locked and loaded, and ready to go for what you want to do. I personally am going to be using an ult myself because I don't feel comfortable with turning my main into a ghoul, and I have various ults that are high enough level to just jump right into this. So let's talk about the pros and cons to being a ghoul, and we're going to start with the pros. So you're obviously immune to rads, which is a given as a ghoul. You'll glow when you're at 100 HP, which will also tell you that you're buffed up, but there's also a HP bar that you're going to have, and it will highlight green, and you'll see that at the bottom on my screen here now, and that will basically state like, hey, you're glowing. And when you don't have that, you obviously want to rectify that by giving yourself rads, and I'll talk about a method of getting rads here in a moment. One of the next ones is feral state can bring benefits through ghoul perks, and we'll go through the feral state benefits and disadvantages you get at different stages later on in this video. We've got new ghoul specific perks, significant resistance ability, which is I'm interested to see that one. I obviously haven't been on the test server, so Yeah, well, interested to see that one. Stronger chems using ghoul perks. So this is just going to turn you into a drug addict. Let's just be honest. Ghouls are drug addicts. That's literally what Anyway, all jokes aside, stronger chems using ghoul perks. You won't have a hunger and thirst anymore, but you are going to have to micromanage your feral state, and I'll get into that a little bit later. You're going to improve your weak spot hits as well through ghoul perks, so headshots and things like that will hit harder. Improvement of critical hits through ghoul perks, so when you're in your VATS and you're doing crit hits, and then more specials when a ghoul is in the team through ghoul perks, etc. So kind of like when you're in a team and you get that, I forgot what that perk card is, where you're together and you get bonus for your mutations, kind of sort of similar to that, but with ghoul perks. And I'll probably have the card showing somewhere. So now let's talk about the cons to being a ghoul. Now, obviously this isn't going to be all of them, and same for the pros. There's stuff on this list that I've missed. All this information, by the way, was from the Nukanite website. If you care to have a look, I will leave a link in the description down below. So the cons. Feral. The state can cause disadvantages, but can be improved with chems. Now, I obviously don't have any more information than that, so that's what we're going to go with. No bloodied build possible, because you have to be 100% HP to get that glowing effect, right? But when you get that glowing effect, you're obviously going to get a lot of benefits, and we'll talk about that a little later. Radiation is used for healing, so it does not remain as it does as a human. This means that you cannot keep your HP at a bloodied level. So when you're getting rads, that rads will then be converted into health, right? So you can literally heal from rads. That's which is going to be quite interesting. You have no permanent advantages from unyielding armor, because obviously you can't be low HP. Which is a huge thing, and I am a huge lover of unyielding and always use it. So that's why my main will not be a ghoul. Without a disguise, you cannot enter the interior of Crater, Foundation, Vault 79, or Fort Atlas, or fast travel there. You can get there through a disguise from JVO in Radiant Hills. So obviously you have to go get your disguise if you want to play the game with your characters. Definitely get that done. Power armor or any bandanas or similar do not currently count as a disguise. Significant charisma deduction, so you'll have -10 without a disguise. As a result, you get bad prices from vendors as a ghoul and have disadvantages in some dialogues. So definitely something to take note of. Definitely getting that disguise is a pretty important thing for your character development, in my humble opinion. I mean, you might be like level 2000 and have absolutely boatloads of everything, and you just funnel it all over to the character, or you're using a character that's already pre-set up and you've gotten most of stuff done anyway. But like, if you want to do certain things, yeah, it's just, I think just grab the disguise, you know what I mean? Being a ghoul could be an alternative to a bloodied build, because when you're max HP you get benefits. With all the benefits on top of, you're also a lot more tanky, so you obviously, there's perk cards that will make you more resistant to damage. There is also one issue though for people who like to min-max XP, and that's because of unyielding. You can't do the unyielding build. So because you can't do an unyielding build, you can't get those super high stats that you want in intelligence to really bolster your XP. So XP farming, like if you go into West Tech to farm for your scoreboard on that ghoul character, just isn't going to be as great as a human character. I personally think that full life builds will benefit to being a ghoul the most, as you get a huge amount of benefits and perks for being full health. And I just think that unyielding and bloody just overshadows the full health builds altogether. So being a ghoul as a full health build really pulls it back into sort of the meta, I think. And that's all through the glow mechanic, which can quite easily be micromanaged through toxic goo. And toxic goo is a great resource, mainly used for bloody builds, but obviously now you can use it in your ghoul builds, and you can find toxic goo in West Tech. All you do is scoop the goo from the floor. So I'm going to put the feral bar in conjunction with the footage I have playing, so it kind of looks natural, so we can see what it looks like while we're running around blasting stuff. But the feral bar is also a bit confusing in the sense that you want to keep the bar as close to full as possible, because when it's empty, you turn feral. So unless you want to be feral, you want to keep it full, which all depends obviously on the perk cards that you choose, because there are perk cards that can affect you when you're feral as well as not feral. So let's go through some of the stats for being at the different stages of feral. Above 80%, you gain +3 to your strength and +3 to your endurance, as well as +30 to your max HP. When you're above 60%, you gain +15 max HP. When you're above 40%, you lose -1 endurance and -5 max HP. And above 20%, you lose -3 endurance, -15 max HP, and -10 max AP. At 0%, you gain a +200% melee damage buff, but you lose -5 endurance, -30 max HP, -20 max AP, -300% hipfire gun accuracy, and VATS accuracy. So yeah, and a few people on the team have been known to call it Ghoulzerker or Ghoularian mode. This is from the Nuka Knights website, obviously. So yeah, so you can be an absolute juiced up melee monster when you go full feral. So I guess if you're a melee build, maybe full feral is the way to go, but for anyone not, you probably want to keep above 80% as best you can, and obviously using chems to keep your feral bar as high as possible is going to be the most ideal thing for you to do. And that will conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it informative, helped you guys out with some information. There's definitely a lot to look at when it comes to ghouls. There's so many new mechanics, perk cards. There's a lot of things coming in with pistols, for example. There's a lot. So I'm definitely trying to cover all the aspects, but also in enough information that that's understandable and digestible. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about perk cards, so definitely stay tuned for that one. We're going to be deep diving into that. We're going to look at each perk card that's going to be coming, and I'm going to put my 2 cents in on each piece. Either way, cheers all for joining me. Thanks all for watching, and I'm going to catch you all on the next one.